Okie dokie. See if I can put that in the background. Put me up a little bit. There we go. That should be fine. That should be fine. Alright. Cracking the knucks. Getting the yucks. Let's put this music down for me too as well. So I can hear myself properly. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Let's get started. I think I pressed the wrong thing. Did I press the wrong thing? Alright. All this time and I wasn't fully ready. Just 99% ready. You don't need to be 100% ready for anything. Another thing I wasn't ready for was misplacing my stylus. There it is. We in place. We good. We outside. Alright, now let's see. Textured pen. That's good. Let me go on Sketchfab real quick. One thing that I wanted to do, or what I want to do, is just find the time and just make a human torso or whatever out of clay. Or just make a male clay figure. Because I bought the clay a couple months ago and I have not even picked it up at all. It's a shame, I know. I know. Okay, so let's go. Nobody likes doing the back. But I'm here, and I got your back. Well, whatever. Yeah, let's make that head a little bit smaller. Uh-oh. Okay. Moving it around over here. Let's see if I can get this. Almost feel like a sneeze coming along. Yeah, this whole scratchy style is pretty nice. Let's see if I can get it to here. Elasticity. Okay. So if I can make the pen a little bit smaller. I feel like I should make them a little bit bigger. And his feet should at least be in the frame. Like yeah, at least 1 foot should be in the frame. Okay, doing the hair. Simple enough. Let me turn this off real quick. Because I'm still recording. Just turning that off. Now, okay. Since for the future reference, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Mostly, uh, when nobody shows up, I'm just gonna be on mute and just listen to podcasts. And I'm assuming if YouTube doesn't take it down to the music that I put in here already. Taking a sip. I don't know. I'm probably gonna take this live stream down after it's done. So it really doesn't matter. Okay. Yo, Coffee, what's going on? Hey, how you doing, man? I'm just chilling out here, just drawing. I was listening to some music in the background, but usually I forgot to get some tea, some caffeine in me before I do like do my final 3 hours of drawing. Usually it's the interaction with other people that keeps me motivated, keeps me awake. But so I had to turn off the music, and I had to turn on a podcast in the background. Like I listen to it in 2 times speed because that's another thing that I do to keep me focused. So what's going on with you, man? It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. What's on your mind? Let's see. Right now, I'm just going back to Purgatory Academy, book 3, chapter 1. This is the second segment. I had a friend. What was it? I would say direct or just write out the this whole fight sequence. Just passing by, the page is looking good. Also, I was also drawing all day today. Oh, nice! You were working on your own manga. Let's see. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. No, I think this is fine. I think this is fine. I do like this pen though. Yeah, sick. How's that coming along? Like how long is like a are you still working on the first chapter, or is like you're just moving on to like the different parts of the story? Let's see. Let's see, because I know that it can be. I know it can be. It can take a while. I know that. I know. That's true. That's true. But yeah, shout out to you. Like redoing the entire first chapter. Uh, I like. Shout out to you. What pin is that? I'm adding new pages after chapter 8. Proxy from Twitch. He lives. What's up, Proxy? Let's see. My this pen that I use, it's a basic texture pen, and I use a no aliasing. I like the no aliasing because it gives an extra rough feel. And I also notice like when I go to have it print, I used to. I mean, I right now I use Amazon KDP to print. I use them because they're cheap, but I don't like it because now they're the quality of their comics or the quality of their printing, I should say, is becoming really subpar, and I really don't like it anymore. So I gotta go with somebody else when I sell the books again. So I like using this because it makes the line art nice and crisp, even though it's crisp and messy at the same time, and that's why I kind of like. So Proxy, what from Twitch, what's going on with you? Wait, you're adding new pages for chapter 8. Okay. Why? What do you mean like you're adding new pages? Like is like a last minute thing? Like how? I guess I would ask more of like what's the process of how you create your pages? Or how you create your chapters, I should say as a better word. Better question. I'm trying to think. About how I would draw this. Proxy university. I hope university is doing well for you. Or I hope you're doing good in university. Hope you getting those grades. Wow, this is interesting. I need to box it. I'm trying to box it out. If something's looking difficult, you tend to hide it just so you can like move forward. I was reworking volume 1, remember? Oh my gosh. So I'm improving the art and adding new content to it. Chapter 8 is the last chapter of the oh my gosh. I thought you were doing the first chapter. I didn't know you were doing the entire volume. That is insane. Like how many pages is in your volume? Proxy from Twitch says, ha ha ha. I'm constantly suffering. Mathematical sciences are fun. Yo, Proxy, what are you doing? What's your major again? What are you going to college for? Excuse me. I wonder if I can make the chat pop out. Cause I know I can like see myself go live, but I'm like, how do I do this per se? Not toggling, not doing anything, whatever. I'm streaming through Restream. So I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Probably should focus more on YouTube because I don't see Twitch doing anything for anybody anytime soon. But hey. You're being Proxy says being a cringe robot maker, aka engineer from TF2. Man, I hear a lot of good things from engineers, from being an engineer. But holy crap, it is a technical thing. So, shout out to you. Can't wait for you to make those turrets on the battlefield. Coffee Comics from YouTube says, probably over 200 pages now. Began during master in late October this year. Wait, let me think. Adding the new content in chapter 8. How many wait. Okay, how many pages are in a chapter? And how many Chapter 8 is the last chapter of the volume. Probably over 200 pages now. The math is weird. That's over 20 pages per chapter, I know that at the very least. And you're on the last page. You're making a lot of progress. 200 pages is a lot of progress. And you said you started this October? This Proxy for Twitch is cringe. Imagine studying STEM. Nah. Man. STEM is just not for me. in the terms of arts, in terms of the sciences, I just couldn't really get into it. Shout out to Proxy migrated into the YouTube. You crossed the streams, Proxy. Or whatever they say. Or maybe that's the wrong term. You should have went to languages. Nah. But yeah, that gotta go beyond our limits, bro. Giving it all I got. Mm. Okay. I would think. Let's see. Let me think. Yeah. Well, everybody has different limits. I get it. I get it. Everybody has different limits. Like, what are you trying to what are you trying to get out of doing all of that? I guess your return of investment. Are you like selling it in a certain way? Like, how are you marketing it? Well, I guess actually, never mind. It really mostly depends on like what are you trying to get out of it. Okay, yeah, that's interesting to me. Man, this hand is so weird. So it's more like this. Oh, okay. So I would draw the top of the knuckle here, bottom knuckle here. Also, this would be like overlapping, so you won't see all of that. And the base of the hand is over here, and then like the bottom of the mitt would be around over here, and then I'll add the other part of the hand fist over here for depth. Da 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 don da da don, and then we would have something like this. Just talking and drawing is a whole beast. And then I would just draw some accents of body shape, the abs, belly, the thing under the pecs, and then the pecs over there. I'll draw the background later. It's a heart project, not money project. So whatever it sells or not, I don't care. I just want to inspire others with it. That's yeah, I get that. I get that. Plus, I guess it's also because like you do have a job, so the money portion is like not really the biggest deal for you. And I like through my and like how I was looking through it is just well, first it's really impossible for anybody to look at anything outside of their own perspective. So like in my perspective, I think if I'm gonna make it, it's gonna touch people anyway. So regardless if it's gonna be like fast or if it's gonna be like done today or tomorrow, if I'm spending time to work on it, it really doesn't matter how fast it'll be done. But that's like that's how I look at it. But if you want to get to the people as fast as possible, because hey, we don't know when we're gonna go, so I get it. It's better to be have it done right now than have it done. Uh, it's better have it done sooner than later. I get it. If you have drafts, I'll be glad to give feedback. Okay. All right. Yeah, it really does give off a really cool vibe. I think if I'm gonna make another comic series, I do want to imitate something like a Franco-Belgian style, like Tintin or whatever. Because I've noticed that like even a lot of French comic creators, they are doing more. They're trying to imitate manga. Like everybody's trying to imitate manga. It's pretty cool, but for me, I like seeing things switch up. I like I like this switch up. Designated chimp tickler. Yo, Ayo, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, yo, I started posting more YouTube videos. I finally have a YouTube strategy now. Before it was just, hey, I'll just use YouTube to live stream, and after that, that was just that. And I don't know why, but most people didn't really come to my live streams. Probably mostly because nobody knew who I was, and nobody still don't know. Most people still don't know who I am. I still only have like sub 500 subscribers, sub 1,000 subscribers, I guess. And now I'm trying to change that by posting more stuff on YouTube. It's a huge difference. It's like a difference, a different strategy. Doing interviews, uploading clips of those interviews, and other stuff I'm planning out. I'm also still making the comics, and right now, story consulting is looking pretty interesting, and making courses, online courses for like different aspects of what I picked up throughout the year. Most people are fools to not notice your greatness. Well, if the world was full of geniuses, then the world wouldn't have any problems, I guess. Like if everybody was smart, the world wouldn't have problems. All the problems would be solved. So you gotta work with what you got. You gotta work with what you got, and not be mad with what you're not. Yeah, I'm slowly taking courses on poetry. So yeah, I did check the rhymes. I think I'll draw his hands, something like this. I'm trying to remember, like drawing planes, because like that would be like the back of the hand, and his fist would make this kind of shape. I haven't been watching enough drawing tutorials as I would like to as of late, but also streaming has gotten me a yeah, just streaming has adds a little bit more pressure to it. So I'm just like how do I do this again? And when I'm not streaming, I'm like bam, 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 I'm done. And then I also still get distracted. Let's see. Controversy will help the algorithm, LMAO. But seriously, it's smart to post more and market yourself. Yeah, it's true. I was gonna talk about more controversial stuff, but for the most part, I'm like I think the first controversy I was gonna talk about was a the Gerard the completionist fiasco, but I really didn't have anything to say. That's like 10 minutes of it, and plus I know there's like news about stuff happening every day, but I can't talk about other like no I can't I really should stop saying I can't do anything. I can do anything. It's just that I wouldn't care about it. Like a lot of things that's happening in manga news, like I'm like whatever, you know. I create what I want to create because I want to be the change that I want to see in the world. So like every time I see something that's like very lame or something I just don't that does not involve me directly, I'm like whatever, bro. It's like I'm gonna go back to working on this comic. I'm rewriting my Proxy said I'm rewriting my stuff again. However, Uni halted progress for now. Oh, okay, yeah. That's I know how it is. University comes first. Uni comes first. But I really think like after doing a lot of the interviews with like a lot of people, I noticed that everybody has very similar hangups when it comes to marketing their stuff online, and it's very interesting. I'm like, I think the answer is is pretty obvious, but nobody wants to. Nobody, people just haven't like pieced all the puzzles together. And I think I can probably help out with that. Mostly, I think people aren't using social media the right way, or they're using the wrong social media to like promote their stuff. Simply put. Anyway, I gotta go sleep. I aim to attend class tomorrow. If any Sandy left, have fun. Bye bye. All right, see ya, Proxy. Thanks for coming out. Very cool. Very cool. Let me see if I can. Since I have a little bit more people talking in the chat, I can probably turn this on a little bit. Just bump it up. I might be just YouTube only. I don't know. Because Twitch is just not cool to me. I don't know. I'm getting what do they call it? I'm getting what is this? Oh, spam texting. Cards 20 years above, hello. Yikes. Huh, I did not know people were just outright texting others for like job applications, scam job applications. Ain't that a hoot? Actually, what am I doing? I just like copy and paste. Let's see. Oh. But yeah. The completionist manifest fiasco was very interesting. My only take on it was it really could have been worse. Cause the YouTuber to pedophile pipeline is so real. So like when I was on Twitter and everybody was talking about Gerard, I was like, oh no, not him. Anybody like not him too. But I read more and he just stole money from people. I was like, oh, okay. Like anybody who watched like CoffeeZilla, they should be numb to like influencers just stealing money from their audience. And you're like, oh, he's just another one of those. All right, that sucks. But hey, what are you gonna do? The power of parasocial relationships is so bizarre. But yeah, yeah, I remember just I would discover some artists just talking about the like the ISOM comic a couple years ago. Not yeah, a couple years ago. So yeah, trending things do like introduce even for me, trending things do introduce me to like some new people. Let's see, this is fine, 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 fine. I think I'll tone. Yeah, I think anything that's like pure black I would tone. Anything that's not pure black then I would just like Actually, no, never mind. This is just for inks layer. Okay, so now let me see. YouTube do beat something else though. Okay. Oh, my bad. Alright. Onward to the next page. That is just a Reaper. Let me go into Purgatory Academy. Let me see. Book 3. Raw. This is the next page. Here we go. Don't be stressed with streaming. This is your space, dude. Senior project was partly about realizing to not care about being judged. I mean, being judged is like the furthest thing. I get you, but being judged is like the furthest thing from my mind. It's mostly... No, it's not. For me, I'm mostly like my time. I'm mostly worried about my time or something else. Because like I've been like streaming for the past 2 years and gotten nowhere with it. So like I think I've learned to not stress about what other people think because nobody's watching. And once I like when things set in, when things set in, when I realize nobody's watching, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm doing this for me. And I just kind of get bored and I just stop streaming for a while until the new strategy kicks in. So I guess that's wait a minute. Shoot, how am I supposed to do this? That's one thing I don't like about Clip Studio. Is that they don't allow you to have like a curved panel. Curved panels are sick. I gotta think about how I'm gonna do this. How am I supposed to do this? I gotta stop being I don't know. I do. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I gotta stop like using bleeds all the time and try to keep everything confined into the page. I wonder why they won't let me do that. It's such a cool idea. Just making like a... Well, they do have this poly frame. And this pen border frame. Oh, can I cut it with it? No. Let's see. I mean, it would have been cool if I'm able to do like a not Clip Studio, but a nah, it's just adding control. Oh, okay. I don't know. I guess I just don't like being. I'm like, oh man, am I supposed to be entertaining? Because I'd like to be entertaining, but I can't be entertaining when nobody's here. But whatever. I guess that's why another reason why I don't. Is a reason why I don't stream. Why don't they do solo podcasts as much anymore? Because I don't feel like I'm entertaining by myself or interesting by myself. It's like in Garfield Gets Real or something. Like one of those Garfield movies that only I get the reference of. This is the closest thing I'll get. Lame. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Oh, come on now. I'll delete this. No, let me delete the pinpoint. There we go. This seems fine. I gotcha. I don't care. If you promote your streams on socials or any, I don't know. I don't know if you promote your streams or social or anything, but this is all a long process. I'm starting to get into VO, and it made me notice that they have to act for years before progress. Oh, voiceover. I don't know what VR is. Oh, actually, I've learned that like promoting on socials don't really work that much. Through my anecdotal evidence, promoting your whatchamacallit, your streams on socials, it really doesn't do anything. Especially if you don't have a following on social media. It's really funny that way. So if you gotta so what I've learned is like if you're trying to blow up, you gotta do it. You gotta blow up natively, and if you're big somewhere, you gotta. It really helps if you blow up somewhere else, and migrate that popularity. If you blow up somewhere else and migrate that popularity to another place, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see what happens if I promote it on Reddit. I think I have like 500 followers on Reddit. I also that's like the place I have like the most following. I do have I think my biggest following is on Facebook, but those followers pretty much follow for follow followers, I guess. I followed a bunch of people on Facebook or friended a bunch of people on Facebook that I honestly shouldn't have because I didn't really know the Facebook culture. And then I was like, oh, wow, this is just a bunch of people who don't speak English. Why did I do this? Yeah, let me just push this on a what was it, Reddit or something, and see what's chopping. Because for a while I didn't even because I didn't even have a Reddit following. Let me go on Reddit. Where's YouTube? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like I remember I've just been pounding away I just been pounding away, uh, trying to like live stream. It is so freaking funny how I see film courage. It's great. It's all great. Taking a sip of water as I keep going forward. Let's see if I can keep going forward doing this. Let me go on live. And copy this. And paste that. And then post it. We'll see how that goes. All right, back to working on this thing. But what is VO? Tell me about that. Like my mind goes to voice acting. Oh yeah, voice acting is voice. Okay. Nice. Let me move that back. Oh, what got you into voice acting? One, two, three, four, five. All right, this is good. Yeah, I think this is a good enough layout. Okay, I'm thinking like which ones would be the fastest. Oh yeah, the Beelzebub one would be like the fast for me to draw right now. Yeah, because yeah, what got you into that? I gotta figure things out. This blows, man. I'm trying to remember all the features of this character. Been having a rough time getting a job, so I said screw it and got into it. Probably remember all the voices I did in high school. And I finally caved in. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold up. Let me go to the freaking chat. Don't be playing with me. Oh, have you gotten any voice acting gigs? I don't know. Maybe I have to like freaking turn off ad block so the freaking chat will show up faster natively on YouTube. 'Cause I hate it. I hate the YouTubes. Bruh. Reading a book by Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt about this stuff, and I'm getting into it, bruh. Yeah, I love Yuri Loincloth. He's so cool. Oh, shucks. Oh, wait. No, I'm just getting started. I just gotta exercise my voice. Because my Lanthrax got some damage a few years ago, and now it cracks like I'm 12. Oh, shucks. Sorry about that. How'd your thing get cracked? Also, I've just been thinking about doing freaking voiceovers for Purgatory Academy, but I don't even know if that's gonna be a thing worth doing until I realize how to market better, especially on the YouTubes. Or I just need to like something to blow up here on YouTube. Yikes! This looks weird. This looks weird. It looks misshapen. Ah, COVID made me pretty susceptible to laryngitis, which damages the vocal cords. Dang, COVID did a number on everybody. But you're still at this. You're still at it. I know you have to, like, what are you trying to do with your voice acting? Like, how far are you wanting to take it? Because I know, like, in the Hollywood spaces, they have entire guilds for it, and like every time I see a guild, there's like a guild for everything, and I'm like, yuck. But at the same time, it's me I'm talking about. I wouldn't like working for any company. Okay, after I'm done drawing this thing, I'm gonna take a short 10-minute break just to go full chat mode. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my god. It doesn't look. I don't like this. He doesn't look as fat as he usually does. Beelzebub needs to be chubby. Maybe I need to shrink it. the heck? Yeah, but that's a cool thing. That you're getting into something new. It's never too late to get into something new. I've had like my fair share of like different seasons because of trying something new. I mean, I'm still in different seasons, but making this comic stuff is a the biggest season is still I'm still in this season. I just like creating though, and I want to get paid. I mean, video games and dubbing. I guess as much as anime voice makes me rage. As much as anime voices make me rage, I actually liked the voices in Genshin. For the time being, I can't choose. I can't choose, and dubbing seems like a hard, strong start. Yeah, man. Are you building up your portfolio? Let's see. Because I there was a guy that hit me up on Reddit that wanted to do a dub of Just a Reaper, like a voiceover dub. I think voiceover dubs is like a very cool and a very fast way to build a portfolio builder. Like comic dubs, I mean. Sort of. I have an app that uses for acting and filters. But my studio is literally a garage. Hey, some people's studios are their closets, so you got that going. My studio is literally my room, and I never leave my room except for going on walks. Man, there's something I don't know why. I just don't like this Beelzebub head. I gotta look back. I really gotta look back on previous drawings of him to see what the heck did I do wrong. Maybe it's the eyes, the shape of the head, or something. Maybe the length of the neck. Oh wait, so so what have you done so far in terms of dubbing? His neck is a lot shorter. His neck is pretty. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, this is probably it. Sometimes you forget things when you're going back and forth between several series. But yeah, like so, how are you? You have like an app on your phone to get gigs or something, or you just like or just learning as you go, portfolio building. You had your sights set on something and now you're gonna do it, type deal. Nothing so far. I need to train my voice to crack less, but I've been doing a few voices, which is a good start. Plus, I'm asking around to see how my voice sounds presently. Now it's an app for recording and filters, but it's relatively clear and crisp. Nice. Always gotta love it when always love humble beginnings. Let's see. Maybe this is what I'm trying to do. Here we go. Like, how do you know? How would you know that you're at a right place to start getting gigs? Hmm. Let me look at my thing. Then again, yeah, everybody's going live tonight. I guess all the YouTube analytics are just genuinely true. But hey, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. The turnout's pretty. Is how I expected, I suppose. Designed. Oh, Sketch from Twitch. How's it going, Sketch? I need to figure. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna chillax a little bit after I did this portrait, and I was like, but I was like really wondering like, why isn't this thing looking how the way that I want it to look? But now it's looking fine. I don't have a considerate answer for that. But when you come comfortably do voices, then you're ready to do some gigs. Sketch, saying like that, saying that like you don't know me. Uh, but do I? Do I know you? Sorry, who dis? New stream, who dis? How far are you into the volume? I'm doing working on four things at the time. This is chapter one of book three. Sketch says how the translations go. I kind of wish I didn't do it because the person was like, "Oh, hey, what can I see the pages?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, here are what the pages look like." And she was like, "Oh, it looks great." And I told her, I won't be able to. I don't have the money to pay you because like it's not in my budget to pay you. And then she's translated all the pages anyway, and she sent me her PayPal, and I'm like, and now I would look like the jerk after she did all that work, and I just ended up paying her like $40 for like translating 12 pages of Chimera Island. And I was like, man, I am really not doing good this month. I still gotta pay some rent, and this is not looking good for me. So that's how the translations go. And plus, now I'm setting on the translation, a Spanish translation for half of Khmer Island, and I do not know where to post it. Did you not use the person I sent you? I used her. I used the person you sent. Yeah. How do you did I misspoke too? Designated Chip said. I don't know. I just work on it and then I move on. I also managed to do an entirely different book, but that one's like significantly shorter. It's like 50 pages, and started on the first chapter of another book, Let's Go Metal Hero, which is like, I think I have like 30 pages done with it so far, and finally Just a Reaper, which I have a couple pages done so far, and I'm just working on all these things on rotation. Thought you were gonna post on Facebook. I was, but then I was like, dang. I couldn't. I guess I'm bad at searching, but I couldn't find any like freaking Spanish freaking Facebook groups that's like into comics. And so it was pretty much a waste of money. Right now, I really shouldn't have done it. But I shouldn't say it's a waste. It's an investment for like a later date. Once the knowledge does come to me. Well, did you search names in Spanish? LOL. I didn't really, dude, I'm doing a lot of things right now. So like I have it, and I'm still trying to figure out the most optimal way of just making the optimal way of like marketing things, because I'm just figuring out how to market things on in English. So it's something I have in the back burner, because I'm still doing literally everything by myself. So yeah, cut me some slack. But yeah. And also, what was it? But yeah, just got off work to get home. Just wanted to say hi. Thanks for saying hi. I might stream again on Saturday or something, maybe. Friday, mostly. Mostly Friday, maybe. Because I was looking at the analytics and seeing like when people get on mostly. And like Fridays and like Tuesday, like today was probably like one of the worst days that I could have gone on and streamed. But I was getting really impatient. I just wanted to like I wanted to like see if this trying out and seeing if this thing could work. If I can just get people on and talk about the stores that they got going on, and that would work a little bit. Yeah, so a whole bunch of trial and error. As things usually go. Yeah, marketing is such a pain. Here you go. I don't know if I can stream at night again. This is a whole different beast for me. I am more of a morning person, a morning drawer. Let's see. There we go. Now this is looking. I'm trying to see if I can push some emotion out of this character. Okay. Oh, I think the brow needs to be a little bit lower. I hate this. Here we go. Let's see. Ah, man, this lame. Okay. Gotta sit back, recline back, chill out for a bit. And seeing what's up. What in the world is this? Eh? I am so confused. Oh, snap, Smarty. Oh, snap. Oh, man. Man. Got a donation. Freaking biggest shout out to Designated Chimp for the $100 donation. I appreciate it, man. You're the greatest you're the greatest to ever done it. I appreciate it. Huge shout out. Look at mine looking at. Yeah, this is what perspective does do to you. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember what his freaking head looks like. You're the greatest who ever done it, man. I appreciate it. Okay, so now it's finally looking like him. The funniest thing, I still don't know this character's ethnicity. like, I know his name is Ali, and I want him to be like Indian, like dark Indian. like from India, like like a Middle East type beat, something close to Middle East type beat, African type beat. But I don't know. But I don't have any specifics. That's just about it. Maybe I should raise the brows to make it show that he's really pissed. Like add the crease. Let's see what his hair looks like. I really don't have any freaking whatchamacallit. I don't have any freaking um references for these characters. All I do is like I remember what they look like, and then I just refer back to previous drawings, and then I go from there. And his hair is like straight. It's straight and kind of curly. But they stick. They're memorable. If they stick, then they're memorable. Yeah. I think like the first batch of designs of like Purgatory Academy, like Jim, Susan, and Travis, they're like the most basic and hard to forget character designs. Because like if you literally just look anywhere, like you can probably find like at any show you can probably find like a Travis Jim or like a Susan esque character design, like everywhere you go. And I kind of like that. I guess it's like a like an antithesis of like character design. Everybody says like, oh man, you got to make characters that like stand out from the crowd. But like the thing about Purgatory Academy is like nobody, like literally anybody, can end up here. So everybody here is just basic people. They're just they are people that you like probably see once every day and you would never talk to. But everybody always has like something going on in their lives. Well, in Purgatory Academy, they have to do something. They always have to have something going on. I think that's why, and that's like a reason why this story is pretty like kind of special to me. I think I just I think I just met enough people who just don't know what to do with their lives, and I just want to draw like I just like telling stories where everybody is involved with something. People are known by their actions, not so much by their appearance. So it actually works well. Yeah, and plus, plus I feel like I'm a terrible. I wouldn't say terrible. I'm just not that special in like character design anyway. I think I just grew up in like in the wrong crowd of like artists on the internet. I just being around the wrong crowd of artists on the internet for a while because I don't for like a season everybody was like usually talking about, oh man, look at my OCs, look how special these designs are, and they're all like kind of weird and wacky and different. Everybody like makes like everybody makes original characters, but they don't do anything with them. And now that kind of like culture, it makes me mad. It just feels like a big waste of time. I mean, but I know, like, I get it. It's like mostly kids. It's like drawing crazy characters. Ah, shoot, I don't mean to do that. It's just kids drawing crazy characters, so I can't get mad at kids wanting to do kid stuff. All flavor, no substance. Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of funny. It's it's kind of weird for me to say, but like it's hard for me to relate with people who just does things for fun. I don't feel like I do. I don't feel like I do comics for fun. I feel like I do comics because it feels like something I need to do, you know. And plus, doing anything else just pisses me off. Like when I'm not telling stories, I'm just pissed off because like usually when I'm not doing this, I'm doing something for somebody else, and I'm really not needed in that position. I kind of picked that up when I had like my first couple of jobs. Like I didn't hate my jobs because like um they were jobs. I just hate it because I didn't feel like I contributed anything but from being there. So like that's why it like this is why I'm like, oh man, I gotta get rich from doing this or die trying, or at least make like $100,000. Plus, when everything is unique, nothing is unique. I get it about getting mad about doing shit. People, some things feel pointless and they like waste your potential. Yeah, exactly. This is it's. I guess this is like what I wish, like in a funny way. Like Purgatory Academy is like what I wished school was, instead of just being a bunch of pointless endeavors to do things just because you kind of have to. Like everybody does things. Like in this series, people still do things because they have to, but at the same time, they kind of like they don't really need to. But like when like you're not doing anything, you're just lame. It's not encouraged because you're just lame when you don't do anything. So everybody's encouraged to like uh learn about what they're passionate about and pursue it and and just realize something, some sort of universal truth from doing it. It's something I always think about when it comes to like this series, how it's always like everybody has to do something, and it's not like out of urgency. It's just like characters acting out of interests instead of urgency. Because like this character Ali, he's like very interested in MMA because he thought it was like a way for him to like combat sports was a way for him to get it to have a better life for his family. And in this book, he doesn't think that he's dead. like like he just thinks that like he's under a coma. And like his friend Travis is like, no, we're freaking dead, dude. Like this is why I'm not taking this boxing thing seriously. Like it's not really what I want to do, but I'm doing this because it's helping you out. And like, I don't know if I can take you seriously if you don't think we're dead because we're all dead here. And he's like, nah, like, maybe, but nah, we're not really dead. But I think that conflict is pretty funny. What pisses That's what pisses me off too. Very little of schools actually helped me out in useful thing. Our high school, the most useful thing our high school did for me was like the community service, growing contacts and whatnot. Dude, I'm glad. Like I think the one thing high school taught me was that I like people, and that's about it. Like even if I didn't interact with everybody, I wasn't like the biggest socialite. I could at least appreciate that I was around other people, and I didn't really need to be like in school to do that. Like I always like I think ever since I was like in middle school, I knew what I wanted to do. And throughout high school, I remember I throughout high school I wanted to I wanted to animate, and I'll never forget what happened when I was like checking out like during school, and like I remember like some teachers like the algebra teacher was like, Mason, what do you got to think about what you want to do in life, and I'm like, I want to be an animator, and he was like, all right, so if you want to be an animator, you got to know how to work graphs. You got to know math. You got to know X, Y, and Z. You got to know like algebra. You got to know everything that I'm teaching you right now. And I'm like, what? No, because like he was telling me that. He's like, I remember this example that said. He was like, Transformers, right? Transformers use animation, and like you gotta calculate the weight of the Transformers, and like if they're jumping off a building, you gotta calculate how long it'll take for that gigantic robot to hit the ground. And like at the back of my mind, I'm like, no, you don't. You just jump. You just show him jumping off a building. You could like have a scene where he's just fighting. It doesn't matter how long it doesn't matter how long he's like in the air falling, because all that matters, because the audience isn't gonna think about that. What they're gonna think about is, oh man, there's a giant robot jumping off the roof. I know he was saying that just to like call my bluff into like testing like what I actually did know. But I caught it. He was trying to catch my bluff. And I didn't call him out on it, but because I didn't realize, because I just didn't like like when you're in a position where if you try to like call somebody out, it's not gonna work well with anybody. You can be like, well, actually, no. You can be, well, actually, the well, actually guy, and it just won't turn out to your favor. I was like me when it came to like what I wanted to do, and there were no curriculums that would just help, that would like seriously aid me with what I wanted to do. And then everybody was like, "Oh man, you got to go to college." And I was like, "Well, I kind of." Even when I was in high, even when like as a senior, I was like, "Man, I don't want to go to college. College is bunk." What I wish, and I ended up wasting like several years of several years going to college because I ended up dropping out anyway. And what I wish I did was focus more on entrepreneurship, because literally throughout my high school career, I thought I just need to get big. I just need to have 1 million followers. I just need to like go viral and then monetize my following. And literally, you don't need it. You don't need to do that at all. All you really need to do is like have 1,000 people give you like $100, and that's a 6-figure career. Like all you really need to do is find out how to market yourself, which no school, absolutely no school there, unless you're going to college, that would teach you how to market. Because literally, it is a human trait. It feels like a human trait for everybody to be an entrepreneur. Everybody has a business that they want to strive for, or like want to go on, or like want to pass down generational wealth to their kids, and so on and so forth. And yet the basics of finances, business running, like not everybody needs to be a leader. Some people just want to be like, I just want to like help out with somebody else's goals. When even then, everybody still has their own thing going on. Everybody has their own family to look after. Everybody has like their own health. Everybody has their own finances. Everybody is like, nobody's truly a cog. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing I just hated the most. I felt like I wish I learned sooner, of like just learning more about entrepreneurship. Somebody telling me, oh yeah, you can make a business out of doing what you want to do. Here's why. Or if I was like doing if I was like, if I told myself, like, went back 10 years or whatever, and like telling myself, hey, I want to get into animation, I'm going to be like, no, don't go into animation because that's going to take, don't do that. Like, here's what you can do instead. Cause like, I'm still, nothing really changed about me. I'm still like that. I'm still like, still want to do everything by myself in a way. Like, I would probably tell myself like 10 years in the past, like, don't drop out of high school because like you still meet a lot of cool people here. B, while you're in high school, like use that time, literally use that time to learn as much about setting up a business, build skills, like learn how to animate, build a skill. Probably uh, don't don't waste your time with other people that don't have a goal in life because I think I just found out like a couple years ago, like 5 years ago, that the people that I really hung out with the most online, they were just people who did not have goals in life, and I like that really held me back. And I just wish I just I guess I won't wish anything happened differently. I'm just saying if I went back 10 years, I would probably tell myself that. Like, not everybody you meet is just going to. No, not everybody you meet is on the same path. Not everybody is going to be as driven. Some people just want to live, and that's enough for them. It's unfortunate, but I think people who just to live are just. It just makes me mad. There's so much to do in this world. There's so much to do in this life that like chilling and doing nothing, it just makes it pisses me off. Honestly, but that's just me. But then again, I'm striving to make $350 like a month through creativity, and I'm learning the hard way that that's kind of difficult. But hey, if it's not difficult, then it's not worth doing. Oh yeah, like I also cheated on my community service because like since my dad's church is still running and I just used up all my hours just by saying, oh yeah, I did the sound at my church for an hour every Sunday, and that was just about it. I remember from the senior project, I gotta give it to like the judges. Like they did have a point with my paper. I essentially wrote a paper about propaganda, and I didn't even know it. Because there's no point when I was like pitching it to them, they said, "Why don't you just make a story about? Why don't you make your paper about propaganda?" And I was like, "What the freak propaganda? I don't care about world wars. I don't care about that." Because that's what I heard when they say propaganda. But now that I'm an adult, I was like, "Oh yeah, I was essentially talking about propaganda, like how subtle propaganda is." Like how subtle and in overt propaganda can be, I should say, and how it's literally in everything. You're not wrong, but I was also pretty goalless in school. So many options with so little time to explore really puts on the pressure. I'm in my mid 20s and I'm only waking up to doing stuff. Really, propaganda isn't far. Really, propaganda isn't that far from what school did for us. Um, yeah, yeah, basically. Um, I think I said like if school did anything for me, I really don't want to give school that much credit, saying it did something for me. You know, like to be honest, it just met me. It just put me in the vicinity of cool people. That's it. Like and like if and like when I was around cool people, I like encourage cool people to do stuff too. I think I remember it was like you, like other people, like I was always so driven to like do something or like make a cartoon or whatever, make something. Like and even then, I don't know. I guess getting by and just like not caring. Also, I freaking huge shout out to my parents for like just giving up, just sort of giving up on me, like when it came to high school because I just kept coming home with D's, and they're like, "What the heck, man? You're supposed to do be better than this." And I would just come home crying, and I'm like, "I hate it here. I da 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 da." Oh my gosh. I remember I wanted shoot, man. I remember back when I was like in middle school. I was really feeling that kind of way when I was in middle school because I remember my teacher was like I think I was in my English class and the teacher was just like going really hard of like making freaking super soldiers out of us. Like we were in English class and he was like trying to tell us about the 50 states and their capitals and like the seven seas and all that junk for like a test. And I remember there was like one point where I just broke down. I was like, what are we even doing here? Why does this matter? Like, why are we even here? Like, why are we even here? And I got really, I got really existential, and I got like really, really nihilistic, and I just started crying, and I was like, is this all? Is this all there is to life? Just knowing garbage? Like, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. I could just die tomorrow, and it doesn't matter. I was like really upset. I was like, and I remember one of my teachers got really scared when I was like that. Like that was like a memory that like I recently like a memory I recently remembered from like a middle school. And I remember my dad sat me down and was like, I get it, school sucks, but you have like your creative progress. You have your projects because I've been writing even when I was in middle school, like even earlier before that. And like I was just writing because like I was like watching cartoons all the time, and that just interested me. And like I wanted to make my own, and that was like that was just my world. And like anything outside of that, I'm like, why am I doing this? And then nobody really gave me a good answer of like why am I doing literally anything. They're like, oh, you just got to jump through hoops, and I'm like, why though? It's like, and I guess I can't really get mad at like the teachers or anybody else, honestly, because like that's how they grew up learning, and it worked for them. Like all they know is like what they know, and it just been here before me and you and like everybody else, and I guess it works somehow. To be fair, it seemed like a lot of teachers were there for the money. Um, it's kind of irrelevant to me. like like it's like even if the teachers weren't there for the money, I don't think like they were. I think the best of teachers still couldn't get me interested in something that I just wasn't interested in. If I couldn't find out how to like use it in a field that I was interested in, I just didn't care. I remember one of the teachers for like algebra was like went around the room, said like, hey, if you told yourself like something, if you tried to tell yourself something when you were like a freshman, what would you say? And like everybody was like, take this in this class, work harder, and like all the simple like kiss up answers. And when it got to my turn, I was like nothing because I wouldn't listen. And I was like, I remember that. I was so done. I just wanted out of there, man. But like I said, I don't really blame any teacher or anybody other than just it just is what it is. It's just the system that we were just born in and just inherited. I don't think it works for anybody. Like I feel like it will be a cop out and say like, oh, it just works for some people. I don't think it works for anybody. I'd be so bold to say it doesn't work for anybody. Like everybody just copes with it. Like everybody just copes with like how much of a failure it is. And we're just so used to it being here, you know? Like even if there were like a better alternative, like people wouldn't take it. The majority wouldn't take it cuz like what we have now is convenient. That's exactly what I've been thinking. I have a few friends that are wealths of useless information, and I'm just like, why? What's good knowing? What good is knowing something that you can't use it? Exactly. Like right now, like I think my circle is like so small. Like people I know in real, I think most of the people I just talk to are just on Discord, and the people I talk to I only talk to like two people every day on Discord. When I'm not talking to those two people, I'm just working. Like, and like with those two people I talk to, it's usually like one of them is just. Sometimes we talk about what's going on in the news, stuff that we find on Twitter that's like very interesting. That's like a conversation starter, and the other one is just, hey, you want to play a video game tonight? And like sometimes I would vent to him about like what I'm going through, and he's a really cool guy that listens. But like literally, if I expand my circle, that's more than that. I I don't know if I should say like I changed somehow, but a lot like when I'm online, like I've noticed that the last like 5 years, there's just been more and more people that's either ghosted me or cut me off of their group. And I think the biggest example was like a group of people that I knew. They we there was like a server of like people that I knew of or just acquaintances of, and they just stopped using it. And like a couple days later, a friend that I talk to usually went to me and said, "Oh, hey, yeah, they just left the server because they just didn't want to be around me." And I was like, "Wow, that's weird." And I thought that they were cool, but hey, it just is what it is. On January 1st, 2006, R22 refrigerant was replaced by R whatever R134A. That's cool. What good is that outside of HVAC R? I mean, yeah. Wait, like, are people really in conversations like that? I think what's really funny about like that I've learned is like the longer I've been like not interacting with different groups of people, the better I get, the better I am at communicating. It's it's kind of a a funny thing that I've learned, a funny thing that I discovered. Because like when I'm not around other people, I just like try to focus on myself, I suppose. Oh wait, I should flip this. Because I usually just been a marketing, selling the books at like the flea market and farmers market around my area and in Raleigh. And like I just been learning how to like tell people, like listen to people, tell people about Purgatory Academy and like all the other books. And it's been really fun. It's been really fun just going outside and just talking to people. Our conversations are more about history. I just don't care. Like, I don't care about how the Nazis treated the Norwegians because I don't do anything with that. Good on you for keeping better company. Yeah, I guess that's true. It's like I remember I had a season when I was like just like learning like World War II history type stuff, and then and then I had to stop because I was like, you know what? Everybody wants to like say like Nazis or whatever, but at the same time, it's weird because I never met one. I'm probably never going to meet one, and it really doesn't matter, like if like what I know what they did or not, because it does not gonna impact my life and how I'm gonna move forward. It's not gonna impact how I'm gonna make an extra dollar on my business. You know, it's like hit me up when like somebody like knows something relevant to the conversation or like how I can like improve my business. But yeah, I think ever since I heard one a quote, and that quote being like, "You are the sum of the five people you associate with." That really put things into perspective of who do I want to be around, and like wait a second, who do I want to be around, and if I'm gonna be around somebody, there are people that I want to emulate. So in that measure, I had to cut some people off. Even I had to cut some people off that like didn't mind my company, but because like I just didn't want to be like them. Like there were like no, that can be like a very hard thing to do too. Oh wow, this is not that's not good. It should be down here. That's fair. I guess like in my network, I mostly just want like people with focus. And like with the way that I move, like it's difficult for me to find people with focus. But at the same time, I'm not really looking for them. That's probably why we stopped talking a few years ago. Oh yeah, maybe. Like if the, at the end of the day, if the goals aren't really aligned, then it doesn't really like if then we if our goals aren't aligned, then it really don't really have anything to talk about. Because like usually when I'm like talking with somebody, like I want to know like what are they doing, what are their goals, like how they're taking those steps. Because like that's growth that I want to see. And I think that's really cool that you're like really you really want to go into voice acting and like planning out that career path. Because like starting is just the first step. Like in like I said earlier in the phone call, there's so many lames who just don't want to take that first step, or like when they have a gift, they just squander it and just making just garbage, or just wasting their time. I just want people to be more focused. Like that's just it. I love when people are focused. Oh yeah, and I also freaking lost a bunch of friends because I was like very, because I was very zealous. Because not was, I'm still, I feel like I'm still a very zealous individual. It's just like me being who I am and how people want to live their life, and I'm like, it just doesn't match. It's just fine. It's fine though. I will draw the gloves on these characters later. Like right now, I just want to get like the base things. I think I'll draw the gloves when I'm toning, because like they're wearing MMA gloves, and I'm a very lazy individual. Oh my gosh, this is not cool. This does not invoke foreshortening. I don't like this. There you go. That's a little bit better. I hope I drew the right. I did not draw the right thing. I probably did not draw the right hand. Yeah, I did not draw the right hand. That's great. Very true. Kind of like the same way Jim Carrey's dad became an accountant because comedy wasn't secure in his eyes. Then the accounting job failed and they became poor. So keep that diligence up and kick some real ass with these comics, man. Even if we don't talk that much anymore, I'm still confident in you. I appreciate it, man. That's really, I'm really touched. Dude, we can, thank you. I know, like whatever you're trying to do in life, you'll succeed too. Like I'm really interested in seeing like what you gonna make with that with VO voiceover and acting. What kind of games have you been playing recently? Speaking of voice acting in games, what are some games have you been playing? That just came up in my head. I think Travis is getting punched here. Thanks, man. Mostly cooking simulator, house flipper, and Genshin. What got you into Genshin? One of those games don't sound like the other. I know Genshin is like a pretty big game, but I haven't been playing a lot of lately. Lately, I've been playing Atmia's of his mechanics via Steam. Turn-based combat, so easy kill time. Okay. Let me think. Sounds familiar. Oh, okay. I've been trying to get into more turn-based combats, but like I've been playing a what was it? Shadowrun on and off. It's kind of like one of those XCOM-esque games. Like it's fine. It's cool. Um I don't know. With me, I feel like uh I don't know. For with me, I guess it's really hard to find a video game with a good story. Or maybe I'm just not looking that well because I'm just playing whatever Epic Games gives me for free. Because I haven't played like a full video game in a while. But usually the video games that like I pick up, they just don't have like a great story or an interesting story. It's to the point where I'm like, all right, you're saying words. I just see the facade for what it is. The story is just a reason why we're having gameplay, and they don't in the game in the story isn't like trying to say anything special or deep in that regard. So that's just me. I just find it weird. I used to hate anime, but now I'm like, I really like the voices and characters. What about you, man? Me, right now I'm just playing anime games with my bud. We've been playing God Eater 3, and gosh, man, I'm getting pretty tired of of games with. I hate saying this. I hate saying like repetitive gameplay loops, but every game is repetitive. Every game has the same 30-second gameplay loop. So that's not saying much. But what makes a game cool is how well they mask that gameplay loop. Dude, it's a mobile game, but I'll play Alter Ego by Carmel Calm. It's free. It's actually saved my life. Let's see. Let's see if this sounds familiar to me. What is Alter Ego about? The game revolves around the player wandering through a monochrome library-like world, being guided by a mysterious woman. Is the player clicks through bubbles called whispers, collect ego points, which they are used to progress the story and take personality tests. The ending changes based on the choices made, and the interpretation of the game changes the nature of the in-world game. Alter Ego is recommended for those who want to play and analyze their personality, those with an interest in literature, philosophy, or psychology, and those who are continuously searching for themselves. Okay. But story takes precedence. Oh, okay. I'll give it a shot. Like I think I'll be interested in it for the philosophy mostly. Like with me, I feel like for like the self discovery portion, I'm not really that into it. But like for the philosophy part, I'll be like, okay, sure. I'll see. It seems like it'll be cool to see how they tackle it. Like because I'm gonna be real personally with like a lot of stories. Um, I like usually for me it's I'm really busy when it comes to like trying to like find how to get my own thing off and running. So like I would usually allocate that time when people tell me about a story. I would just go to somebody else or like a video say and ask them what did they get out of the story. And like if they got something profound and cool, then that's what usually gets me into it. And I know this is not really a good thing, but I usually base like stories or like stories off of their fan bases, like what kind of person it attracts. I know that's like the one of the worst ways to do it, but it's I should just go all cartoony with it. Like have him cave his face in. Like I know like fan bases are like the worst. Fan bases are the worst thing. I mean, the story literally stopped me from blowing my head off. Oh yeah, that's. I'm glad. I'm glad the story did that. Like, what led you to that game? Like, I'll take your word for it. For that, it kept you from blowing your head off. What's very interesting to me is like what led you to playing that game. What made you go like, oh yeah, I'll give this a shot. That's what interests me the most. Just a random ad from YouTube a few years ago, really. So it just came up from your memory, and you're like, you know what? I'll give this thing a shot. Do you remember the copy or the no the copy, but do you remember the ad? Is it on YouTube? Like, so it's just like very much like a spur of the moment type deal. I remember thinking, I guess I'll learn a few things about myself before I end it. Okay. What did you learn about yourself from the game? Let's see. Because like I have not seen an instance where, well, I guess I've heard instances where people are like, oh, this piece of media saved my life, and I usually take their word for it. But what's like how it spoke to them is what interests me. I should make it. The proportions here is just so bad. Gold. It is, but a rare to find on YouTube. I learned several things. I'm too hard on myself and others. A lot of issues stem from my family, and I was in denial about my problems since the lack of goals. Really? So did the game really tell you that? Like the whole family and like the goals? Like what like did the games tell you that like specifically or did it like tell you give you hints that helps you lead to that conclusion uh sooner or like not sooner but it helped you lead to those conclusions that you couldn't find. anywhere else. I'll say this: if the girl in the game was in a depressed state, not knowing what to do with her life, you actually grow with her into a different person, and that meant a lot. Okay. It really reminds me of like that companion cube from Portal. I know there's like a weird comparison, but like I remember the psychology of like from Portal, the companion cube is that you're going through a tough ordeal, and having somebody that like shares that anguish, like it doesn't even need to be a person per se. It just has to be a companion to share that anguish with. It helps, like it mentally helps with a dealing with tough realities, I suppose. And it's very interesting to see that coming back again here. Like actually, that really. I guess like during high school, you were in a sense like my East as well, because like like, I remember it was like so common where we would just go into like class and like talk about like talk about ending it or whatever, but like in a joking way. But like that really helped me go through like the day, like go through day by day, like waking up and just like having somebody to say, yeah, this kind of sucks too, or yeah, this kind of sucks, and like somebody that's experiencing it, that helped me a lot, and that kind of helped me just go to school day after day. Now that I'm thinking back at it, it's just somebody to like kind of do that too. You take personality tests, one of which is just a text box, and they'll decipher the stem of the problems. It will add a mirror shard to each test you do with a description. Did this game also like kind of open up your opinions to like anime as a whole as well? This is all. This is yeah. I feel like this may or may not be related. It did open me up to anime, but that's not really the point. I know. It's I was just trying to leave nothing on the table. I just don't want to assume anything. Like being introduced to something that has like very deep value. Like, I'm just taking notes of like a broader broader patterns. I start to description. That does sound very interesting. I wonder if I have enough space on my phone because my phone keeps telling me that I'm running out of space, and I'm like, no, no, you're not. But at the same time, I don't know how to take out the micro SD card on my phone anymore. The first book on the list. The first look on the list, the first book on the list was No Longer Human, and it gave me something to relate to when I was so isolated from everything. The game shouldn't be that big. Okay. Where is it? Where's my freaking app store? I hate the app store. Oh, Play Store. I'm sorry. So the game pro. Okay, cool. Oh, so the game recommends books too, huh? Let's see. No, I don't want to play mobile games for $5 a month. It really hit me that Omatsu Daisy, a month after publishing the book, and it really hit me that could have been me. The first book was on the list was No Longer Human, and it gave me something to relate to when I was isolated from everything. Let's see. Let me check out what this one. No Longer Human is a 1948 novel by a Japanese author, Osamu Daizi. It tells the story of a troubled man who maintains a facade of hollow and no longer turns into a life and later turns to a life of alcohol, drug abuse before his final disappearance. The novel delves into the depths of the human psyche with unparalleled intensity and captures the wonders of cruelty of the human experience. It is the second best-selling novel in Japan of all time, and essentially an autobiography with its fictional characters. Daichi killed himself shortly after publishing the book, which is essentially an autobiography, both fictional characters. Hmm. Interesting. I bought a couple of physical copies. Why'd you buy several physical copies? One copy of different books. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I bought this book 5 times. Okay. And Notes from the Underground. Let me check this out real quick. Notes from the Underground. 1864. Goodness gracious. Notes from the Underground is a novella by Foyer Dosk. Ah, man. Russian. First published by first published in 1864. It tells the story of a civil servant known only as the Underground Man, who has quit his job and lives in the basement flat on the outskirts of St. Petersburg. The novel widely is considered by the forerunner of modernist literature and one of the I'm sorry, greatest literary achievements. It delves into the depths of the human psyche and explores the complexities of human conditions. The book contains extreme misanthropic messages and contains seeds that nearly all moral, religious, political, and social concerns that appear in Dostoevsky's great novels. As of the Other Ground is considered essential read for anybody interested in philosophy, psychology, and literature. Oh, 36 pages. Wow, that's light work, I guess. You understand? I need 12 copies. I need all of them. I need their entire stock. Yeah. Dotso also wrote the book about warning of nihilism, which did end up destroying part of the culture of Russia, making it a sad place we know today. What are your thoughts on positive? Wait, what was it? What they call it? Positive nihilism. Like, is that set? Is do you think positive nihilism is a thing? What are your thoughts on it? No, it's essentially that. It's basically when people say, "Oh yeah, nothing matters," and that's okay. Yeah, positive nihilism. It's like, hey, nothing matters. Just sit down, watch TV, because everything doesn't matter. I think it goes by a different name, but essentially making a party out of nothing, making a party out of nothing being worth it. Let me look it up. It's probably optimistic nihilism. That's what it was. Like optimistic nihilism. It's oh yeah, it's a what the heck? Oh, it's a postmodernist ideology. Never mind. Okay, yeah, it's a postmod. It's turn meaningless into determination. Post optimistic nihilism is a postmodern self-help trend that emphasizes liberating nature of the lack of meaning of the world and universe. It emphasizes that there are no inherent meaning in life and there's no cosmic plan forcing us to act a certain way. Instead, we can create our own path. This tends to spin the doctrine on existing values are meaningless, and it is a great opportunity to have fun with our own meaning. Uh, Yivalo Dromonsky, in an essay titled Optimistic Nihilism Explained, Turn Meaningless into Determination, explains the lack of inherent meaning in life can be liberating because there is no cosmic plan forcing us to act a certain way. I mean, it's still pretty goalless. Yeah, I agree. I think only one person that we knew from like high school that was like an optimistic nihilist. I don't know how he's. doing now because I like as you can probably guess, we don't talk anymore. Or probably I already told you that. We just don't talk anymore. Um, Not just that he said, but like the last thing he said was that yeah, the meaning is what you make of it, which the movement proves. Honestly, sounds like someone is just trying to give a name to something that really doesn't need one. Yeah, yeah, him. Yeah, I think he was like really much on that movement, and I think the last thing he like we don't talk anymore because like the last thing he said to me was that I hated him, and I was like, what? No. And I was like, what? No, but like if you want to burn the bridge like this, okay. And like that was it. I think this was like during 2020 when Trump had COVID or something, and that was just about that. I think I was like talking to him about like the doctrine of hell, and then that like made him very uncomfortable. And like I still remember that to this day. And I'm like, how? And I was like, I'm just yeah. I remember you telling me. Okay, yeah. It's just so weird. It was just so weird to me. And also another weird thing. Yeah, yeah. It was weird. I still think nihilism is just, or optimistic nihilism is just a delusion. Nihilism, like while nihilism is very legitimate and like a not a good place, not a good headspace at all. Wait, he was telling you about the Doctrine of Hell? No, I was trying to remember. Remember I was telling the conversation was about it started off. I remember I was playing Fear 2. I think it was Fear 2. And I was writing book 2 of Purgatory Academy, and book 2 was about determinism and free will. And I was like learning a lot about determinism, and I was like checking with Giles see if I got like some stuff straight because I know he's like a determinist, like atheist determinist, don't didn't care about anything. And I was like, I was like, oh yeah, I can understand why people think this now because I was doing some research on it, and he was like, well, no, not really. And then I like usually with those kind of conversations, I think I forgot just derailed and I was just talking about hell. And I think and I think his when I was like explaining it to him, he just said, how can you believe that?" His whole notion was like, "If you believe that, then you hate me." And I was like, "I don't though." It's like because I don't. It's like no, you're put like what really happened. It was like putting me into a false dichotomy, saying like if you believe this, then you don't care for my well being. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. And I just thought that trying to put like a trying to burn the bridge and telling me that I did it was such a weird move that I didn't really know how to handle it other than saying that's not true. But if you believe that, that's I'm like that's not true. But if you believe that, that's on you. I don't hate you. Like I like from everybody I separate it from, I don't hate. Even on like the worst terms possible. I just can't find it in my heart to hate. I can't even say find it in my heart because I feel like that's overused. I don't think I care enough to hate anybody. Like I just hope the best because it's easier for me to wish everybody to succeed in like whatever they're trying to do in life as long as like it's productive and it's like brings all of humanity up. You know what I'm saying? Like having a kid brings all of humanity up. Like looking after somebody that isn't yourself brings all of humanity up. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to like be the next civil rights leader to like be be a good change in the world. I just want everybody to be a positive change in the world. Like, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I can't. it doesn't make sense for me to hate like another person. You know what I'm saying? So I was telling him like I don't hate you, but if you if you think that way, that's something that I can't change because that's a conclusion that you came to yourself. So I guess we'll just I guess we'll leave it at that, and then see ya. And that was just that. So it was it was bizarre. I mean, like after that, I think it was like close to his birthday too. So like I sent him like one last birthday gift, and I was like, you know what? Here you go, happy birthday. And that was just that. That was about it. And I was like, I remember the last birthday gift I got him. It was a figure of the Marauder from like the Doom sequel. It was like a figure. It was like a figure. Yeah, it was a Doom Eternal figure, and I got him that for like his birthday. It was a from what I understand, it was like a one of those McFarlane toys. And McFarlane toys, they do like really good job with their figures, from what I've heard. So I wanted to get him the Doom guy though, but yeah, that was not possible because it was just always sold out. But hey, it is what it is. It's like it is what it is. But I still remember. Like I don't think it's hard. I think it's hard for me to like forget that. Just of how odd that transaction was. And also like the last time I heard anything about that was like he was I think when I last time I was at his house, he was talking really weird stuff like, "Oh man, why is polygamy so bad?" And I'm like, "Oh boy." Like I was like I still remember that, and I'm like, "Oh wow." Like that, like one of my last memories is like seeing him in person was a saying he was an anti-theist, and that's um pretty weird, and questioning why polygamy is bad, and I'm like, oh, okay, boy, all right, man. I don't know if he still thinks that now, but it's not my problem. He probably was just surrounded by similar people, which is true. I can't. I hate that I can't remember like quotes to save my life, but I live by the quote: "You are the sum of the five people you hang out with most, you associate with most." And I mess with that quote heavy because that is so true. It's like that rings true to me so easily. He's always been he was always surrounded by similar people, but he was always controversial. Yeah, that's what I kind of found endearing to him because like I remember like back in what was it uh even freshman year, I bonded with him just telling dark jokes because like if I like my whole thing was like if I could let me see if I can turn myself down. I saw myself peaking ridiculously high. My bad. Um, I remember. Uh, I was just bonding with him through with telling dark humor, dark jokes, and that was about it. And like we just headed off easy after that. He was all but he was always an outcast and probably found solace in being a black sheep. Probably, probably. His I heard his upbringing wasn't that great, so and also like being used to being the black sheep was pretty fine. I think I did pick up some of his not mannerisms, like constantly thinking about like an argument like already after it happened, like because every time I like ever since then not ever since then but like during that time I would just it wouldn't be so weird for me to think about an argument like even days after it happened and then go back to the person and be like, hey, you mentioned this before and I said this and I messed up. Usually when I go back and like talk to somebody about an argument that happened prior, I usually just say like, hey, here's how I messed up, when I was like presenting this argument. And like if it goes real bad, then I go back and apologize. You know what I'm saying? But wow, this panel is difficult. I think I'll move on to this one. That's more than what most people do. Oh yeah, I think I just made a habit out of doing that. I don't know when I no, I think I did that like very very early in my life. Mostly because like I just hate having static with people. Cuz like I ended up I ended up culling out most of my so-called friends that way. People who I thought that were my friends. I should say that. Like every time I would have an argument with them, and if I felt like I was in the wrong, I would usually apologize and leave it at that. But like the only way people would get rid of me is if they have to tell me they don't mess with me anymore. If they don't, they have to tell me that they don't want to talk to me anymore. And the weird thing is, people on the internet or just well, I've only my most the majority of my interactions with people have been on the internet. Has just been people who are so conflict adverse that they just don't want to say, hey, that's uncool. I don't want to mess with you anymore. This is our final time talking to you. Goodbye. Like nobody does that to me. Nobody does. I don't see people do that at all, and that makes me upset. Mostly because like most of the people that I hang out with are guys, and if I'm chilling with a guy, I expect a guy to like confront me like a man and being like, this is not cool. I can't let this slide, and therefore we cannot be chill. That never happens. They always just leave, and I'm like, without me even wondering, because like I'm not even the guy trying to, and like I'm just like left the bill thinking like, oh, are we still cool? Because I can be an abrasive guy like a lot of the times, and it is so weird when people just be like, hey, yeah, just people just like leave or just like block me or whatever after spending like several years, like or just accuse me of doing stuff or like being or acting in a way that's A, not my intention, or B, just just freaking actually no, usually A, not my intention, or B, like no, just not my intention. I really wanted to say B because like usually good things usually comes in two and threes. I like listing things out. They're really lists are cool, but I guess not my intention. But you can't really do that though. I guess you can't really expect people on the internet to like to confront to be like socially I'm trying to find the word. I guess it's too much to expect people who don't show their face, or if you don't see them face to face at all, to be real. You know what I mean? Cuz like the last thing happened was like with the last person that I hung out with during that group was like I was talking to him about like the direction of his story, and I thought it was like so weird that like he would always talk about his story without confidence, and I'm like, and I was like while he was telling me his story, I was like when I was telling him about his story, I was like, yo, is this really what you want to talk about? Because if this is really something that you're interested in, you would like be passionate about it because like it's something that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, sure. But then like the next day he hit me up saying like I took advantage of his like insecurities to like like not advantage. He said like he was basically saying I took advantage of his like insecurities at that moment, and he didn't appreciate me. Uh, he didn't appreciate me talking about his series in a way, and like this was like during this is like directly after I recorded a podcast with him, and like I just felt like that was just the biggest waste of my time. And I tried to reconcile with him, and I talked to a third party about it because like the third party knows the guy, and I was like checking to see like usually when I was checking to see if I was like the bad guy in the whole situation, and he told me like, listen, like you guys are pretty angry right now, so it's best to ask if he is still cool with me uploading the podcast episode. So I went to him, I asked, and he said no. I am not comfortable with like that having the podcast episode, what should I call it, released. So now I'm holding on to a podcast episode that I am socially obligated to not post, and that sucks. And I'm a guy that hates wasting time. So I guess that's it, and that's that. Most people are either cowards or overly aggressive these days. Yeah. Like that, with respect, sounds stupid on his part. You should talk with confidence about something you bust your ass doing. Okay. Yeah, like I just wanted, yeah, like that's all I wanted to do. I'm like every time he talks about it, he's like, oh man, like I'm afraid that people aren't going to, or people are going to reject it, or they're not gonna like it or whatever. And I'm like, it like it's a if you're feeling that way, it's probably something that's not like authentic to you. Like if you're around people that's like, okay, if it, like it's probably I think it's probably not authentic to you, and if it is, who cares what other people think? It's like it's your vision. Like his vision like included stuff that I wasn't really down with. He wanted me to like help him work on it when it's like when he wants to make a bigger production out of it. But like his stuff involved things that I just didn't really care about or believed in, and I just talked to him about like some of the themes that he had in his story. And I talked about the themes that he had in his story, and he said like he just didn't want to talk about it. And when I was trying to confront him about like you gotta be A1 with this stuff, that's when he like snapped on me. That's not, I wouldn't say snapped because he's a very soft individual. Like him snapping, he usually snaps on things that doesn't matter. But he pushed back on me saying, like, no, I don't feel comfortable with you saying all of that, or just trying to take advantage of my vulnerabilities, is what he said. And I was like, A, if you think I'm manipulating you, just say that I'm manipulating you. And B, I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm just trying to freaking tell you to grow some hair on your balls and freaking be proud about what you work on. Isn't that what all artists feel anyway? Worrying if people will hate it. Um, Artists with that really has no. I'm gonna be mean here. I'm gonna be like really mean here and be like artists with no business like working on art. Yeah, they feel that way. Artists that only makes things that like only pleases them instead of speaking with a message, speaking with a reason to, speaking without purpose. Yeah, people who just make OCs all day and they just don't want to make anything greater than outside of themselves. Yeah, people who just want to make reflections of themselves, want to make media just so they can see themselves on like use media as a mirror instead of a tool to promote ideas to an audience that they probably haven't thought about before. Yeah. And I do think that a lot of artists nowadays, they just have no business doing art. It's a mean thing, but like it's that's how I feel. I'm really passionate about like the things that I make because I feel like all the stories that I work on, it has something to say, especially to like to everybody. To like it has something to say. I'll just put it like that. And because I feel like it has something to say, and like what the world is like lacking. That's why I put it for free at everywhere that I can because I want as much people to read it as possible. And besides, I know that most people are. I'm not going to make $1 million off of like selling like digital copies. So if somebody wants to read it, like if someone wants to like support me, like I do have a website if people want to. I have different avenues for people to pay me. I don't care. Give this man an interview with Jordan Peterson. Like it's so funny how like people say like I sound like I listen to a lot of Jordan Peterson, but I'm like I don't really. Like I just like I don't. Jordan Peterson kind of makes me kind of irks me sometimes. Like on the way when it comes like the most important topics, he's just like, especially with religion, he just pussyfoots, and I'm like, come on, guy. Um, but I can't really tell. I couldn't tell anybody. Someone had a gun to my head. I wouldn't be like, someone took a gun to my head saying, what's a Jordan Peterson quote? I'll be like, I don't know, clean your room, and that's about it. Like that's about it. And fun fact, if you are a creative type, cleaning your room probably won't do that much. like like I remember I was listening to listening to an audiobook about it was a Malcolm Gladwell book. I forgot what it was personally, specifically. But there was a section of the book that was talking about how a lot of creative people have very messy environments, and counterintuitively, those messy environments is where they get their best ideas. I think there's like probably something psychological, spiritual, whatever that's in the air where people want to make order out of chaos. So I'm just saying all this to say the reason why I'm not gonna have a webcam on is because I constantly have a messy room, and I want that, and I don't want that on display. I'm just giving a thorough like reason for me not to like clean up my room. Like, but hey, it's for creativity. I need the chaos in order to work. I need I need to do better with drawing these backs, man. Drawing these characters are not 17 years old. I don't know. Like like I know there's like an MMA type inspired book or whatever, but freaking when I draw like the characters fighting, like they just don't look like kids anymore. They just don't look like teens. They don't look like anybody we met in high school. Like with, with freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger builds. Not that's true. My ex had ADHD, which is most people with ADHD also show heightened creativity. He room and everything was a mess. Okay. Yeah, it's just that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Also reminds me of a random fact that the entire world of Ruby was drawn based off of a ketchup stain on a napkin. Sorry, on something with that, with the order from chaos a bit. Honestly, that reminds me more of what's that psychology thing where they like put ink on like a piece of paper, and then like the psychologist like put inks on a piece of paper and they just like smush it together and they just show you, and you're like, oh, that looks like a butterfly, or pennies on a dead mime, or two bears high fiving. Ink blots, yeah. I thought there was like a more like sophisticated. Or I wouldn't say sophisticated. I thought it was probably like named after somebody. Yeah, I thought it was named. Yeah. Well, yeah, like the mind. Well, the mind does this a lot actually. Like I remember there was like when I was like listening to a lot back in the day when I was listening to a lot of atheist. Yeah, Warcharge. Yeah. I knew it was probably named after some guy. It's always named after some guy. It's yeah, but that reminds me of like back in the day I was like listening to a lot of atheists and like Christian debates, and what usually comes up was there was a thing the brain does when it comes to finding uh human faces where they aren't there. I don't know what it's called. So like you like in like some instances you don't have to be creative for your mind to like fill in the gaps. On another thing of mind filling in the gaps, our mind does that with memories a whole bunch. Cuz like our mind loves clarity. So like it's not like impossible or just uncommon for our minds to like make up fake memories if things aren't 100% clear. So yeah, you don't have to really be creative for the mind to like lie to you. Our mind does that with the dark too. Oh yeah, freaking paralysis demon meme. Man, this guy's shoulders are freaking too huge. No, I gotta shrink him down. I keep looking at him. I'm like, why does this just doesn't look right? It's like, I guess he's freaking built like he's freaking a 30-year old, like 35-year-old bodybuilder, like freaking broad shoulders. I still don't know if these characters age in this book though, and they're it's like I still haven't thought figured out if these characters age or not. I don't think it's important. I think when I was like at the market when I was showing this off, I there was like this one girl who was like saw that I was like making like these comics, and she was like, "Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, you make comics. That's cool. Where can I read them?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you can read them here," because she was also vending at the flea market across from me. So I just gave her like book one and two so she can read, and she finished like all of book one in 30 minutes, and she finished book two, which is like twice the size, in an hour. And I remember her telling me that she really liked how in book two, like there's an A and B plot. So I guess I'm just gonna do that with all of the other books now. So, um, so like the B plot with this one is that I expand on the
how there's a multiple purgatory academies. There's different schools, and there's different demons being vice principals, and like all the demons, they have like a little. They all have a beef with each other. They all hate each other, um, because they feel like they can. They feel like they run their schools the most optimally. The most optimally, most optimal. I feel like that's the right word. The most optimal way of running their schools. I think they do it the best, and other demons should do it their way. And the whole thing is the whole thing goes around like the whole theme around book three or like truth, lies, and falsehoods. So like all the demons are either like telling Lucifer, the head principal, and they all go through their beefs and grievances with him. So like they're all telling like different truths and lies and also falsehoods to still stay on Lucifer's good side. And Lucifer's like, yeah, well, yeah, like sure, yeah, whatever. I don't know if I get. He's like he's taking everything that they say with a grain of salt until like the final chapter where they all have to like reconcile. They all have to like reconcile their differences, set aside their differences for like the greater good. And the greatest good is basically one of the vice principals or is like trying to ruin the whole project because he thinks the whole project is dumb. Well, everybody, all the vice principal thinks the whole Purgatory Academy project is dumb, and that's kind of a funny thing to me. I don't something I add that I think is funny. All the vice principals things like the whole project is kind of a lost cause, but they do it anyway because it's a thing to do. It's like I said, it's something to do. I think that's a pretty fun thing. But like the second thing, well, like the second plot, it just follows Travis and Ali, and I think I already mentioned it. Ali doesn't believe he's dead, and Travis is like Travis is like, well, no, you are dead, and this is real. And Travis is like, this, no, and Ollie's like, well, freaking Islam said nothing about like a purgatory esque existence, and and then like Travis is like, what are you talking about Islam here? What are you talking about Islam for? Like, but yeah, it's so they have so that's their that's like the second thing, and still going under the themes of truth, lies, and falsehoods. Yeah, this is just one out of many stories. I still think I'm going for like 7 books, maybe 8. I just want a good around number, so everybody can like have an equal time to shine and go through their own character arcs in every book. Because I do like rotating between like Travis, Susan, and Jim, like every volume, every book. Oh yeah, and also freaking let's see. Wait, what's the thing looks like? Oh yeah, I guess it's about time for me to and Tabasco erotica win. Oh man, he's in the Tabasco's erotic. Oh yeah, there's like a. I guess there's like a. I guess it doesn't matter if I like spoil it right now because YouTube's probably gonna like copyright strike it for the music in the background. Like there is, like that reminds me of a chapter. Like there is a vice principal that basically molests the students, and like all the other vice principals, they are like, what the heck, what are you doing? It's like, and none of them, and like, in the crazy thing is like, none of them care that like she's basically taking advantage of kids. All they care about is that the other students from their schools, they don't like it, that they don't like that. So they're like, you're making the pitch harder for us. So we're gonna like kill you because you're just making our jobs harder. Or not kill you, but like, we're just trying to like freaking do their own thing, I guess. Maybe I'll find a way to put Tabasco erotica in there. It doesn't matter. Okay, it is 8 o'clock. It's about time for me to wrap it up. Man, I guess I only did 1, 2, 3, 4. Dude got touched and now he's shooting up Starbucks. Hey, it happens to the best of us. Okay, yeah. Wait, let me see. It reads like this. This. Oh man, this is a weird reading. This might be a weird way to read. I get it. I'm looking at the page composition. Oh yeah, I guess I did do it right. I wonder if I can probably draw less and draw this part. I mean, I already drew it, so it doesn't matter, I guess. It doesn't matter since it's already drawn. Oh, I think I should probably just make him bigger. Blow him up. Like this. Oh yeah, that is way much better. It actually shows you depth. But anyway, I think I'll call it a stream for right now. Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate it, Marty. And keeping me company. Alright. I'll check you later. Not cool. You can actually just you can tell me. You can read it online. You can read it online. All right, see ya, man. It's free.